Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And in today's episode, the topic is, does Kawhi Leonard owe the Clippers a title for everything that they've done for him? So that's the topic I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Also, make sure you go ahead and check out Dreamerspro Max, an online sports community, a place where you can go and start basketball discussions, chat live during games. So many other cool things. We have that linked in the description below. I was recently thinking about free agency. You know that the NBA Finals is going on. And let me just quickly say this. I saw Game 5. It was riveting. Game 5 was riveting. It was actually a very, very fun game to watch, given the fact that I had no horse in the race. I was just watching it for pure entertainment, and I really, really enjoyed it. This must be what it feels like to watch NBA games without anxiety. It was fun to watch, and I really, really enjoyed it, and I can't wait for Game 6 to see if the Milwaukee Bucks close it out or if we're going to go to Game 7, so I'll be very, very eager to see how that turns out. But Giannis Antetokounmpo has been a monster, man. He's been a monster. But anyway, we know that the NBA season is quickly coming to a close. It's probably going to end in less than a week from now. There are only, 2 or 3 possible games that can be played. And then in August, free agency will begin, right? And once the free agency frenzy starts, things are going to start, going crazy. I heard recently that now Damian Lillard is going to request a trade from the Portland Trail Blazers. To what team? I don't know, but this is what I've been hearing. Now, we've heard him deny this and say, no, it's not true, but we've heard that many a times before, and it's always been a lie in many occasions, so we just have to wait and see. But it had me thinking about Kawhi Leonard, right? I was thinking about him. And given the fact that Kawhi Leonard is my favorite player, right, I was reflecting on his decision to sign with the Clippers 2 years ago. If we jump in a time machine and go back to 2 years, and go back 2 years, you think of Kawhi Leonard coming fresh off of an NBA title with the Toronto Raptors, a team that had never won an NBA championship. I don't even think they had been to an NBA Finals. He helped that team win a championship. And, oh, by the way, I've heard some people try to say, well, we discussed the thing about Kawhi Leonard's leadership, and some people have said no, but Dr. Greg Popovich has said that Kawhi was not the leader. Patty Mills is the leader. So help me understand something. If these guys, Tony Parker, these guys are the leaders, why haven't they led their team to a title? A leader, last time I checked, has to lead, right? He has to lead a group of guys or people to a certain result. What result has those guys' leadership produced? Somebody said Patty Mills. You know, result I can tell you that Kawhi Leonard's leadership has done. He's helped them win a title. Now, some people say, well, he had Kyle Lowry, so that was the leader. Okay, but Kyle Lowry was the year before. Huh? He was the year before. He was there all of those years. He was there last year, right? When Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan were there, why didn't he lead them then? Right? Oh, but Kawhi Leonard was the best player. What? The best player led the team to a title. The numbers say so. His performances say so. He had a common effect on that team. So Kawhi Leonard is the leader. I'm not buying it. Nice try, but Patty Mills, Tony Parker, that's what y'all got for me? Kyle Lowry is what y'all got for me? Now I'm not buying into that. Anyway, I was thinking about his decision to sign with the Clippers. 2 years ago, he had all the leverage. Everybody wanted him, right? But only a few actually had an opportunity to get him. And I think those teams were the Lakers, the Toronto Raptors, obviously. I think Kawhi Leonard wanted Paul George for Pascal Siakam. I think that was a bad move by Masai Ujiri, not getting Paul George, as you can see. That's right. Who do I remember saying that was better than Paul George? That Pascal Siakam was better than Paul George. Your man, Kendrick Perkins. Kendrick Perkins said that Pascal Siakam is better than Paul. Did y'all see did y'all see Pascal Siakam leading the Toronto Raptors anywhere? Now, Pascal is a great player. He ain't no damn Paul George. And I thought that was a bad decision. Had they been willing to part ways with Pascal Siakam, maybe the Toronto Raptors would have probably won another NBA title. But that video is for another day. Anyway, I was reflecting on him signing with the Clippers. Then I thought about the first year that he had with the Clippers and the team. They went to the NBA playoffs, and they had a disastrous first year, the way the first year ended in the second round, losing to the Denver Nuggets. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George having a forgettable Game 7. We all remember that. Then I remember the following season, the Clippers deciding to get a better coach. They went out there and they hired Ty Lue. They decided that they wanted to get better players, smarter players. Kawhi Leonard alluded to the fact that he wanted a team that had higher basketball players with a higher IQ. They went out there, they got Serge Ibaka, who was a former teammate of his, who had championship experience. They went and got Nicholas Batum, who was like, the Swiss Army knife. He could do pretty much anything for that team, kind of the Draymond Green for the Clippers. They ultimately ended up acquiring Rajon Rondo in a trade for Lou Williams. They got him. He said the Clippers were in desperate need of a ball handler. They got him, right? I remember, the memorable performances that Kawhi Leonard put forward in the NBA playoffs, especially in the first two rounds, that game 6 and in round 1, then his performances in round 2, helping the team kind of tie the series against the Utah Jazz. And then ultimately I started reflecting on how the team was able to really, from game 5 on, play inspired basketball and play all the way to the second round into game 6. They stayed alive and played all of these games. They played an additional two. They won that first series in 2. They played an additional 8 games without their best player. They fought. We got to see Paul George step up in a major way, exercise a lot of his demons, put a lot of that whole pandemic P thing to rest. Paul George put all of that to rest. He stepped up. He led the team to the best of his abilities. He showed you that he's an excellent player. Obviously, he's not in the same tier as a LeBron James, as a Kevin Durant, as Kawhi Leonard, or probably a Stephen Curry, or even a Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he's a hell of a player, a top 15 player in the NBA. Paul George really stepped up. I thought about the contributions of Reggie Jackson, Mr. June, who I've apologized on many occasions who proved me wrong. I thought about Terrence Mann and the big games that he had with the Los Angeles Clippers. I think it was in game 6 in LA against the Utah Jazz, that unforgettable performance that he had, that magical performance that he had, where I think he scored 20 points in that quarter. I think it was in game 6, if I'm not mistaken, to help them make their first conference finals, helping the team, make history. I thought about all of the other contributions from some of the other players like Luke Kennard and others. I thought about Ty Lue coaching his tail off and proving a lot of people wrong, including myself, and showing a lot of people that he's one of the best coaches in the NBA, and certainly one of the best coaches in making adjustments in the NBA. I thought of Steve Ballmer cheering his team on for every single game at courtside, celebrating, hugging Paul George and all of these guys like he's his kids or one of his family members. I thought about all of these amazing things. I thought about the fact that the Clippers moved heaven and earth to get Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard said, there's no way in hell I'm going to come to this team if you don't get me help. They went out there. They were able to basically, snatch Paul George from the Oklahoma City Thunder and make him get him to break his contract to go sign with the Los Angeles Clippers. I thought of them doing all of these different things for Kawhi Leonard, right? And I thought about all of the things that they were able to accomplish this year, making history and all of these different things, and them coming so close, to making it to the NBA Finals. And I believe that had Kawhi Leonard been healthy, we're looking at the Clippers versus the Milwaukee Bucks in the NBA Finals, and we'll probably have a different, we're having a different conversation. I thought about all of these things. I thought about the fact that, they've proven that they're a championship team, a championship caliber team, that they have one of the best front offices in the NBA, because let's face it, Lawrence Frank and these guys know what the hell they're doing. I thought about the contributions of Jerry West, the architect. I thought about all of these things, right? And I said, to myself, given all of these things that are there, does Kawhi Leonard owe this team a championship? And I think he does. I think because he has everything in place. For God's sakes, he's in LA, right? LA is the best place to live in the States if you're rich. It's either LA or New York. If you're rich and you're wealthy, LA is the place. If money's not an issue, LA is the place to be, right? If you're making tens of millions of dollars a year, it's a place to be. And I think that Kawhi Leonard owes him a ring. He's my favorite player. Right, he's my favorite player, certainly, but I think he owes the Clippers a ring. Now, obviously, I'm not telling him what he has to do in free agency, because he's his own man. He's a free man. He has every single right to make whatever decision he chooses, because that's his right. That's his prerogative. And I would never say that. But I just think that he owes him a ring, given all the circumstances and everything I just mentioned, and the progress that this team was able to make in just 2 years. And given the fact that if he didn't have such a freak injury, Clippers would probably be in the NBA Finals, right? And the team was right there. And I think that if he comes back, he definitely owes them a ring, because they've proven that they have everything to get it done. And he's the final step. He's the final piece. So those are my thoughts, and just curious to see what you guys think about that. Do you think he owes him a ring, or hey, listen, he doesn't owe them a damn thing. He can do whatever the hell he wants. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamers Pro, wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode.